I'm Phoenix Wright, and I would also like to be told that I have a good head on my shoulders. Pretend you're saying it to me.
Okay, Phoenix.
Thank you.
You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
Aw, Lana, that means a lot. What the fuck is happening? My head isn't that bad. God. How many times will I make a joke that accidentally ends up just being Phoenix? Ugh.
Phoenix.
My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. AKA the judge.
I guess, why did you plant the knife, right?
See, I was thinking moving the body, because planting the knife is just because she wants to frame Dark. Like, that one's not that hard to...
I guess that's fair. I mean, I just thought we'd already talked about moving the body.
Yeah, but we don't know why.
It's a fair point.
I don't know.
No, I think you're right.
I say body.
I mean, planting the knife is probably just to obscure the true murder weapon, which seems kind of too simple for a question.
Alright, body hours then. When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
So you might say I have a good head on my shoulders.
Shut up.
But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail.
She was about to.
Time to enter testimony mode. The reason Ms. Sky moved the body.
I need to trigger new testimony.
Hold on, I have to focus. I'm shifting into testimony mode.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
Oh, the jar, you say?
Oh.
A
Hold
plan?
Pieces of the jar. You mean?
This jar?
Yes. That wretched jar you showed us earlier.
I wouldn't call it wretched. I thought I did a pretty good job of putting it back together.
We
Yeah,
did
but it's
good
so
with that,
ugly.
but I will admit that it is a very strange shape.
And we had to look at it for such a long time.
Okay, I was doing my best. No appreciation in this court.
In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already ugly?
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened.
Poor Neil.
Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
Oh, I see.
What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone.
Hold it! So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer?
How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright?
I mean, many times.
Emma didn't do it. Period.
Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence?
Ooh. She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened.
In any case, As a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions.
Mr. Wright, my sister's lying.
Oh, I know. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it alone.
I've gotta get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Well, I can't get her to talk anymore, because I've already pressed everything.
Now we really do have to present something.
We do.
So I feel like the stuff about the jar was really detailed.
Yeah.
Like, we lingered on that for a long time, and we had to go through multiple layers to get to it, which is a little meta, but like...
So secretly the jar is the murder weapon and the guy got smacked in the head with the jar. That's what you're telling me.
He died of a stab wound.
Stabbed by the jar,
No,
maybe.
he really had, like, a really intense, like, bleed in his brain from getting hit
How
in the
many
head.
knives can we fit in this case?
There's already 4.
Can you look at the jar?
I will never look at this jar again.
So, yeah, like, I guess Emma's written on it, like, on the surface. Which means it would have had to be written before it shattered, because we had multiple pieces that had blood on them, right?
Right.
This is true.
So it couldn't have shattered during the event?
That makes sense. I mean, the
Objection!
reason...
We're doing it.
You guys seem
Go in.
committed, I'm sorry.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
I do, Your
Oh.
Honor. Have you been
In case-
listening?
No. I've been playing... I can't think of a game. On my
Animal
Game Boy under the
Crossing.
bench.
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. It was kind of hard to make that sound like a reasonable sentence as it was spread across 3 dialogue boxes.
God.
Understandable. I got a little lost. I mean, I got a little lost, Mr. Wright.
You're always lost, Your Honor.
Contradiction in my testimony?
Contradiction? In my testimony?
It's more likely than you think. You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan."
That's right. Right?
Do you have a problem with that?
Do you have a goddamn problem, Phoenix Wright?
I just love this phrasing. Do you have a problem with that?
Do you have a problem with that, Mr. Wright?
I do.
A fucking go, Mr. Wright?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes. The prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Are you dumb? Exactly so, And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died.
Oh,
He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Unless he was really good at art.
Meow.
Order! Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Could Edgeworth be hinting at me again? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are. about the truth towards which we're headed.
What?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
Hmm.
The name of this testimony is not quite as cool as some of the others.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out.
And Dark was in the room. Hey!
What? To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Ooh.
Lana, what is wrong with you?
Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Don't mind if I do. Hold it! So the jar was already broken?
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
True.
I mean, yeah, have you seen it? How does it stand?
It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case.
Hey!
Oof.
But not as feeble as the judge's judgment. Or his bones.
Oh, sick burn.
I really like that this is just
Oh.
a joke now.
You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
So, are we gonna get a follow-up game that's Ace Detective? Hey!
Ace detective. It's all about Gumshoe.
Yes!
Normally I would have. Holy shit.
Dick Gumshoe, the detective. Dick Dumbshoe, the detective.
No.
Thick, dummy, thick gumshoe.
Hold it! What the fuck?
Thick, dummy,
You hit me so hard with the dick dummy thick gumshoe that my voice cracked. I hate
I
you.
don't know.
So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar? I mean, I've said hold it enough times. I guess one of them had to be bad.
No, if I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust.
It's a bit extreme.
At least you're honest. Well, that helps my case.
Lana, you'd do that for me?
Lana, you destroy property for me?
It seems you two might make up yet. I
think
however, am
destroying
gonna lose
evidence-
the case.
Is a little bit more serious than destroying property, Emma.
Maybe so.
I mean, it is, which is why it just doesn't seem like a good thing to be impressed by.
Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
This is rather shocking.
Hold it! I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
What do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood.
What else could I have done in that situation?
Lana,
I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces.
Hold it! But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office.
A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. You mean a cell phone?
even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go.
Well, you're not a detective, and that's weird, Emma.
I never miss anything. I got every last piece.
Hold it! So you illegally rearranged the crime scene?
Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions.
I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know.